Hey y'all. Okay, this is kind of like a feminism video, but I just wanted to say to all the ladies, respect yourselves. You do not have to be any man's slave, okay? And I don't know why this happens, but I think it's when a man grows up and his mom dotes on him and spoils him, and then he thinks that any girlfriend or wife will spoil him in the same way. But that doesn't always happen. I remember I had that issue with my ex-husband that, well, the dynamic between his parents was that his mom was basically a slave to her husband, his dad. And I remember I think I said to him a few times, like, if you expect, no, I didn't say it. I was thinking, if you expect me to be like that, like how your mom is with your dad, heck no. But that's how women used to be, They used to be like a man's slave. Why? I don't know. Especially, I don't understand if the woman worked but also was a slave to her husband. Like, that's like a double negative right there. I can kind of understand a woman being a man's slave if she gets to stay home and be a homemaker, But if a woman's working and she's acting like her man's slave, no. No, thank you. Yeah, I feel like a woman who's working, she's making her own money, they're more like roommates, which means that the woman should not bow down to her man in any way. She's making her own money. Then technically she doesn't need him for anything. So why would she suck up to him a lot? I mean, it just doesn't really make sense to me. But I've also always thought if a woman's working, she should just live alone. Why would a working woman live with a guy? Like, what's the point? The whole point of being with the guy is that he'll provide for you. So, my mom's been pretty spoiled. She married my stepdad when I was 18. She probably only worked 5 years into their marriage, and then the last 15 years she hasn't had to work. She just chills, does nothing. Nothing is expected of her. And then on top of that, my stepdad gets the groceries and he vacuums the house. And he still was working part-time a little bit at Target, or he was driving for Uber, but she just got to do nothing. And then on top of that, my stepdad was in charge of loading the dishwasher, but my mom would unload it. I remember I told my ex-husband that my stepdad loaded the dishwasher, and he was like, that's ridiculous, and your mom's not even working, and she doesn't load the dishwasher. And I was like, yeah, well, that's just how they are. But I don't know, I guess that's California versus Texas, right? California men are I don't know, they're more okay with spoiling their woman. But Texas men are like, no, woman, you're gonna spoil me. Totally different culture. It kind of sucks that, yeah, I spent the majority of my life in California, and now I've been in Texas for, I don't know, 15 years? No, 12 years? Something like that, 12 years? Yeah. Basically, I spent 4 years in Nebraska, 12 years in Texas, and the rest of my life in California. So the majority of my life was in California, and it's totally different, Texas versus California. What's the solution? I don't know. Men and women should be equal. It shouldn't be men serving women as a slave. But it also shouldn't be that women are a slave to men. So I hope you all figure that out in your relationships. And I honestly, sincerely hope that both men and women will stand up for themselves and say, hey, I'm not a slave. I'm a human being. I'm a normal person. I'm not a slave. Yeah, don't be a slave to anybody. Don't be a slave to anybody. Just don't. Anyways, God bless you all. God bless. Bye.